Hey everybody, episode 7, skip 6, because we don't do 6. It's episode 7, goats only. We got nothing but mail and calls, seriously, about where was the show last week? Canadian Thanksgiving, the Commish, you had a little turkey business.
Yeah, welcome, obviously, to episode 7 of the Goats Only NFL Fantasy Football. It's, where it's not about the name on the front of your jersey, it's about the name on the back. We're grateful. We had a bye week last week, fans. So, we love you, and we're bringing the heat today. So stay tuned. It's going to get crazy.
This is what the world waits for, Commish. The Commish rundown. Now, I think you got 2 weeks to catch up on. So let's get this going.
Yeah, Bruno, the bye week. We got to take a bye week. Everybody takes a bye week. We took a bye week. But I'm fired up, and I'm bringing the heat today. So please do not touch that dial. We've got breakout teams and players for the week in the NFL. We've got game predictions for the NFL for week 8. We've got a mega guest of the week. We got sponsor shoutouts. We got mystery caller, and do not miss this mystery caller. He's a beauty. We got sports card corner. We got shit talking, but not too much. We got fan mail. It's coming out. The Oopa Loopas are in the back working. And our specialty, beefs and griefs, where we stand up against bullshit. So stay tuned for the juice, because we're rolling on the Rolling Sports Network.
So, Commish, let's get down to business. We always start with this fantasy football. What are we going to do in the winter? Are we going to do like fantasy hockey? We'll figure that out, right?
Yeah, we got MLB, we got NBA, we got hockey. I mean, the fans have spoken. 5,500 views in 4 weeks, 1,000 subscribers. We love you. We're grateful. How the tides have changed in the fantasy leagues. We have a 6-team tie at 4-3 with the first Down syndrome, Mateo Lindia, taking first spot, beating my ass last week. It was a tough grind. So first Down syndrome tied with Bring in the Heat, tied with J-Rock and the Rock Pile, tied with Mad Attack, tied with Hawk Tua, and Stroud and Proud, all sharing the top spot. And the Saskatoon Assassin, she won last weekend. Now she's still in last place. But Tracy, nice job. I called you. I told you to set your lineup. You did, and look what happens. Now, Bruno, we got some interesting action going on in the NFL right now. And I want to talk about player breakout, because the numbers have changed a little bit. What I saw in the top 3 spots at each position now has flipped it on its head. I mean, in the QB spot, we got Patrick Mahomes, who's been lighting it up. You called it in week 2. He's there in first place with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys behind him, and then Jalen Hurts behind him. Now, in the RB spot, the running back spot, we got Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, and Christian McCaffrey to note. Now, in the wide receiver spot, the top 3 are Jackson Smith, Njibia, George Pickens, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And in my favorite spot, the tight end spot, we see Jake Ferguson in number 1 with Tyler Warren and Trey McBride behind him. Now, Bruno, we have some breakout teams in the NFL right now. In the AFC, we have the Colts. The Colts. Unbelievable. We have the Colts in top spot with 6-1. And then we have the Patriots and the Broncos at 5-2. And the Jets still can't win. Unbelievable. In the NFC, we have the Eagles, Bucks, the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Lions all on top at 5-2, and the Saints at the bottom in 1-6. Get rid of Spencer Rattler, I'm telling you now. And we also are going to talk a little bit about the MLB championship. We have the LA Dodgers and our beloved Toronto Blue Jays firing out. Plus, in other sports, we wanted to mention, Bruno, and this is big, the San Jose Sharks apologize for praising ice on the big screen during the game during Hispanic Heritage Night. It's big out, big no-no, big ouch. San Jose, clean it up. That's kind of bullshit, but that is breakout players and teams right now in the NFL, Bruno.
Talking about the New York Jets, are they going to be the third all-time full season, right? Winless team. 2017 Cleveland Browns, 0-16. The Detroit Lions. I can't believe I said Detroit. Detroit Lions, 0-16, 1982. I believe didn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go 0-14? I think in 76. So are they going to be the third team? From my memory.
I mean, Coach, listen, Bruno, to be fair, you know, if you don't win any games, you get first pick of the draft. So maybe there's some good kid they know about that's coming up next year. That's what I think.
All right. Super guest of the week, Goats Only Show. Super excited to have this young man from the Hula Bowl.
Hula Bowl.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to introduce Dave? Yeah, I know you like doing the Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Let's do this.
Well, Dave, we're fired up to have you on the Goats Only Show. It wouldn't be Goats Only without you coming on and sharing the story, spending some time with us. So we're grateful and thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us here.
Of course.
Dave, I'm going to shoot right away. I'm a gunslinger, so I'm going to shoot from the hip right away. And you know what a great career, Dave. I mean, not only in sports but as a professional. I mean, talk to us. I mean, from San Diego State to Seattle Seahawks to Montreal Machines, now helping others with First and Goal Project. We love what you're doing. Talk to us a little bit about your journey so far and, you know, how you made it and what drove you to leave the football career and go to help others with First and Goal Project.
Well, you're skipping about 20 years. You know, when you get to be 61, you know what, Bruno, you're not quite as old as I am, but you know, it's like you started going, holy smokes, I did all that. Plus, we forgot 20-year financial planning career. But what drove me to leave football, Commish, was the fact that Chuck Knox said, "Hey, son, you're cut." So. You know, and it was one of those fluky injuries. I got knee in the calf, it compartmentalized, which was going to be a chronic injury. And so I went to selling cars, you know, and the transition had its highlights and it had its lowlights. But, you know, now I launched a program called the First and Goal Project. As you mentioned, it's a nonprofit that helps veterans and former athletes that are struggling in transition by providing them resources, mentoring, and over 100 companies that subscribe to our service that when they go through and we put together a video resume for them, these companies scrub them and interview them and hire them. So it's really kind of a neat venture. And I'm also the president of the NFLPA, which is the Players Association. On the former players portion of things, and I'm the president for the Orange County chapter. So I work with former players, and I sit on the former players advisory board, overseeing all 4 chapters here in California, making sure that we're you know, doing the things that we need to do in the community and with our scholarships and with our former players.
That's amazing. And you know, Bruno, we'll definitely leave some links to help support Dave and his cause, because you know that's what we do on this show. So I know you got a great question, so go ahead, Bruno.
Well, Dave, is also we got to give a little shout out to Sideline Sports. You're involved in that.
Yes, big shout out to Sideline Sports. Big shout out.
So those are my dudes, Bruno. I think you do know the story. About 4 years ago, I started speaking at Super Bowl events, and so I was on Media Row, and I crossed paths with JB and John and those guys, and they asked to interview me, and you know, I figured, what the heck, nobody else wants to. And so I sat down with them and had a good time, and then they asked me to hop on the show, and so I've been working with them for 4 years, and you know, spending time on Media Row and having a good time with them on that show. They encouraged me to launch a show myself that I do with Walter Thurman III, Legion of Boom, Super Bowl champ with the Seahawks. It's called Hawk Talk. And it's Hawk Talk 12 on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we just signed a streaming deal to be on Roku and a bunch of other platforms, and so we're having fun with that as well.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
Well, you know what, Commish, I got to tell you, Dave, on a personal level, we're going to talk about a couple things, but on a personal level, the first time I went to Super Bowl, it was an interesting reason why we all knew each other. And I heard your name get dropped and this, that, and the other thing. And I walk into the Super Bowl and Radio Row, and Dave shows up. And Dave, how tall are you? Tell people how tall you are.
Well, Bruno, we've had this discussion. I've shrunk. I'm only 6'6" now. So
6'6", and he's built like Lex Luger. I think he played against Lex Luger too, right?
no, not. You know how I played against was Goldberg.
Goldberg, that's right. That's right.
Goldberg
Well,
when he was in Sacramento with the Surge when I was with the Montreal Machine in the World League. Yeah.
Well, you know that Lex Luger played for the Montreal Alouettes, right?
Yeah. You know what? I know he touched base in a few places, just because of his physique, but I don't think he was much of a ball player.
No, he had a cup of coffee there. The one thing I'm going to tell you, I walked into the Super Bowl and Dave walks over and we're going to leave the details out on how we were supposed to know each other. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he's not mad at me. And we just connected right away and you had me on the show and you've never been nothing but fantastic. But I'm going to show a little picture here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're going to get going here. And here you go.
Yeah. There we go. That's I think my playing weight in Montreal is about 365.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a monster of a man.
And you know what's interesting about that picture, Dave? You would never know this. And I'm being serious when I'm messing around, you'll know. So we were snooping around for some pictures and you sent me some pictures and the Commish sent me some pictures. That picture, when I found it, it's an actual official card in the World League, and it was taken by my first football coach of all time, my hometown in Ottawa. His name was Scott Grant, and I saw it because he had a whole bunch of football card collections, and he used to be the photographer. So that one there, what year was that? 1980.
It was either 91 or 92. There's the only 2 seasons that Montreal had a team. So well, no, that's left tackle. So that was 91. I tried to play left tackle at 365. That was not a good year. We weren't very good to begin with. And the World League had just, was in its infancy and just being thrown together. And by default, they threw me at left tackle. And poor what was his name? I don't know. I picked him up one time. His helmet was sideways and his chin was bleeding, and I felt so bad for him because you don't want your biggest tackle on the left side. You want the nimble guy, right? Because that's your backside. That's where the rush ends are. So yeah, it was a long year.
And so Dave, we move on to the next picture where you became a hair model.
Yeah. So, it was funny because back, if you watch the game today, there's a bunch of cats with long hair, right?
Yeah.
Well, back in the early 90s, that was not the case. I was probably about the only one. And even the general manager said, he goes, DesRochers, he goes, you're a good player, you're a good guy, but that hair, he goes, what would it cost for me to have you get it cut? And of course, being 26 and a smart aleck, I just said, the fact it bothers you so much is why I have it. So, but I did tease everybody. I reached out to guys I'm still in touch with, like Jeff Novak and Roman Matus and Bob Kulis, some offensive lineman from the Machine. And I say, see guys, look at the guys today. They were kids and they saw my hair and they go, I want to look like that guy when I play. And so, I knew I was setting a trend, just like I set the trend with the mullet. I don't know if I sent you any mullet pictures, but I always wanted long hair, but
Dave,
I didn't want
it. I never disappoint.
There we go.
Disappoint, brother.
There we go. Rocking the mullet, man. And here the people that cut my hair didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, hey, cut it short on top and long in the back. And it was like, are you sure that's what you want? I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, yeah, I'd like it hanging out my helmet, but I don't want it in my eyes, So so I started that trend, and then Billy Ray Cyrus saw it and goes, I want to look like that guy, and then he made it famous. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's awesome. Listen, Dave, I got a quick question for you. Obviously, I talk to a lot of kids in sport, and try to give them a little lift, a little push. a little nudge that, you know, we only have one chance to live this life, and we got to do what we want to do. And there's a lot of kids out there in football trying to figure out, you know, how to get to the next level. And my son included spent 2 years in Northern California fighting it out there. And now is, you know, on scholarship in Kansas playing football. Do you have any message to the kids out there that are trying to get up and get into the league, and you have the experience, and, you know, they could always use a little bit of a little bit of education, a little bit of help from people that have been there and done that. What do you have to say to the kids nowadays that are grinding it out in football, trying to find their way to Div 1?
Well, you know, I speak a lot to kids. That's another thing I do during Super Bowl week. We go to high schools and talk to young kids, and is that, you know, you've got to be willing to do whatever it takes. And for me, I wasn't even very good in football. I wasn't even going to play football my senior year because I had a basketball scholarship to a small school here in California. And the new football coach said, you know, hey, big guy, you got to come play football for me. And I said, no, he goes, why? He goes, look at you. You know, I'm like, well, I'm not very good. And, you know, after about 3 days, he pulls me aside and goes, you know, son, you're not very good. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I tried to tell you that. But he handed me a jump rope and said, geez, you got to get lighter on your feet. Well, you know, I'll keep it within the parameters of the show here, is that as I taught myself to jump rope, I didn't want to do it. I didn't see the purpose in it. But here's a coach that said, you know, son, if you want to be good, if you want to play football for me, you know, do this. And so I did. And I showed him, you know, as before the season started, I'm jumping rope, and you know, he didn't even know how to jump rope. And I go on to say, I don't know if it made me a better football player, but it showed him I wanted to do whatever it took to get on that field, right? And that's what I think kids are missing today, especially the ones that are good. They just expect to show up and start because they've been good and they are good. But I'll tell you what, man, I'll take a kid that isn't the star, doesn't pass the eyeball test, but it's going to scrape, you know, claw, chew, bite, do whatever it takes to make a play every single play. And those are the guys that I'll hang my hat on as a coach. And those are the kids and the guys that seem to make it. I mean, look in the league. Look at some of these guys like Aiden Hutchinson and some of the, you look at them, they're not these physical specimens, but man, I'll tell you what, they got a motor and they're going to do whatever it takes to make a play and help their team win. And it's unfortunate today with all the money that's around, the flexibility for a kid to pout and leave, you know, 3-4 times, especially, you know, down here in the States and the collegiate level. We're teaching kids the wrong thing. And sports can teach so many positive things. Unfortunately, I think right now sports is teaching just negative things that you can just leave if you don't like stuff. Well, that's not how life is, man. You got to, you know, gut it out, build some grit, you know, and make yourself better. Go through some adversity, earn your spot on the team, on the field. Don't just, you know, pout and go to another team and collect a few bucks. So my encouragement to young people is that I wasn't very good, and I made it to the NFL because I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. I was willing to be coachable. I was willing to not question. If a coach told me to do something, I did it because assuredly a coach doesn't want you to be bad. The coach doesn't want you to not do well, just like a parent or a teacher. They're telling you to do things that you may not want to do because they want to see the best in you. They want to see you, you know, win. And so do that and do it as well as you can, and never do what's expected of you. Do what's more than expected. Always overachieve. Do better, quicker, you know, more, whatever it is, and excel in everything you do.
I love that, Dave. Thank you for that, because I'm a big, not for myself personally, I like comfort. I like being comfortable now. You know, the only uncomfortable moment I have nowadays is as a cold plunge. But that's great wisdom for the kids. Thank you very much for that, Dave. I appreciate that.
Well, you look uncomfortable now, and that shirt's on backwards, you know.
It's not on this show, brother. It's not the name on the front; it's the name on the back, baby. You know, that's this. Hey, that's the goat's only way.
I mean, I'll tell you what, you know, you can't see that name and not just respect. I mean, holy smokes, you know. I mean, sometimes there's these once in a lifetime just guys, you know, and 10 Ks and 3 freaking homers in one game, you know, and a playoff, no less. You know, I mean, what can't that kid do? It's just amazing.
You know, when I saw him come out early before 2018, I'm like, okay, this is the guy I'm going to invest everything in, like generational talent. I love sports memorabilia. I'm pushing in on this kid. I'm telling you, for 3 or 4 years, every time I'd go to a card show or an expo, people would come up and take it all, leave nothing behind on Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it became a point where I couldn't reinvest in him. His prices were going right to the moon.
Yeah.
But, as soon as I saw him, I knew. And then all of a sudden in his second year, they started talking about Babe Ruth, Shohei Ohtani. Even with the gambling thing aside, what a beauty, and I love this kid on the field, off the pitch. Shohei Ohtani is one of the greatest that baseball will see, bar none.
Yeah.
Dave, I'm going to tell you something. The Commish takes it to the next level about loving Ohtani and the Japanese culture. When we started this the session, we counted down. So like normally you go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go. And he's like, Ichi ni san chi. He says 1, 2, 3, 4 in Japanese now.
Wow.
Like he's out of control.
That's commitment.
Right?
That's commitment.
Yeah, we're Shohei fans. We're Shohei fans.
Japanese like precision.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, that's German.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice work.
It's funny though, Bruno. So when you're flashing pictures, I wasn't holding my breath, but in anticipation of the mutual person that we have, Jacques Dussault, I thought the next picture was going to be Jacques in his boots, sitting back smoking a cigar or something. I was hoping that Jacques Dussault, and I was hoping for like a surprise guest appearance so I could say hi to the man. He was a kick in the pants.
Why don't you tell us about Jacques Dussault? And I mean, this is important. These days in sports, I was going to ask you another question, but I couldn't find a real picture of him in the cowboy boots, right? But and I'm not making fun of the man because he was a French Canadian. And I'll tell part of the folklore. And what happened was Jacques was a French Canadian coach, and I went to a couple of coaching clinics with him. Like he's older than I am, but he was a French Canadian football coach, and they started this World League team in Montreal. It was supposed to take over the world, join the NFL, actually be better than the NFL because it was the World League. And he becomes the head coach, Commish. And he is really, I don't like to imitate him to make fun of him, but I was at a thing and he had a really deep French accent, and he showed up in cowboy boots, right? And I always, my friend Larry Ring, who's going to be on the show hopefully next week, I always say, how would he approach if he was a coach with English players, and he'd come up to you and he'd say, guys, I thought I saw a putty cat in cover 3. So I did. So I moved to cover 4, right? So tell us about that crazy experience you had in Montreal for a couple of years. I'm not saying Jacques was a good coach. I mean, there was nothing wrong with him, right? But interesting lineage to that.
Well, it was funny because I think they tried to. I'll be honest with you. It's probably one of the reasons why I got drafted so highly to them, because I had a French last name. DesRochers. I show up, of course. You saw the pictures, and 6'7", 365, crazy hair. I even had some braids, colored to the color of the team, and that's me and Jeff Novak. Novak's number 79. He played 7 years after the World League, and so Jacques, he I think coached at a Canadian collegiate level for a little bit, which all due respect is probably equivalent to a top high school like in the States. Just because there's just that acumen, and I think he was a little not intimidated, but like you say, he wore his boots. I think he wore his boots at practice, because he might have been like 5'7", 5'8". But he was so funny because so when I get on a call with Novak or with Bob Kula or with Roman Matus, he had this one thing. And now a man to break the huddle. And it was somebody who had a good practice, you know what I mean? And it was like, but he wouldn't say, hey, DesRochers, get in here, break the huddle. He goes, and now a man to break the huddle, Dave DesRochers. It was so like formal with it, and so, but he had, he had such a great smile, and he always had a great attitude, even though we were really bad. So anyway, and you can see my Montreal machine helmet up there, up next to my Seahawk and my
Yeah.
collegiate
That's
level.
right.
Yeah. So, it was a fun 2 years. Got to, be on some TV shows and stuff. But Coach Dussault, we still, like you say, it's not to make fun of. It's more an honorarium. Because that was just a saying. So we'll do birthday calls. We'll go, now a man to break the huddle. And we'll run
Yeah.
the Matisse. Yeah.
Well, he was, there was a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, he was, again, I mean, it took a lot of courage like, he was the only French Canadian coach in Montreal. Montreal was the big deal back then. Now Toronto's kind of taken over, arguably the biggest city and, the most important city in Canada. But back then it was Montreal. I remember, Chris Flynn was your quarterback too, right?
Yeah. Well, he was a quarterback, but yeah, we had.
He was a quarterback.
Yeah.
And
so
he was a head Crichton winner.
Yeah, so there was a few allocated players on the international team. So Germany had a few, London had a few, and Barcelona had a few, and of course we had some of the kids from Montreal allocated. Chris was one of them, great kid. But we had oh gosh, a guy from Green Bay. We had Kevin Sweeney. Kevin Sweeney was our quarterback the first year. That's the one name I was trying to remember. With my 61-year-old concussed mind, before that he got beat up pretty good. And then Anthony Dilwig from the Green Bay Packers was our quarterback the second season, and Michael Proctor was with us. So, for me, it was fun because, once again, my last name, it was, like not rock star status. I mean, let's be honest, it was the World League. So we didn't have a whole lot of interest. I'd go to La Cage Sport after the game, and there'd be like 27 TVs, and our game would be reshown on a 15-inch one in the corner, and everything else was hockey.
Yeah.
But when I sat down, whatever table I sat down at, there was already like 4 pitchers of beer. So we were good. I didn't know nothing from hockey, and I did not care. The beer was good, a good Canadian beer. I was set to go.
When you left San Diego State and you went to the NFL, how was it in terms of the transition from going the NFL to the World League?
Well, so there's probably like a little bit of a step backwards. But keep in mind, the World League was started by NFL owners as a spring league, kind of like what the Major League Baseball has, and other, NFL doesn't have any feeder system. And so the basis of it was, okay, we're going to have some kids from the local countries, but mostly they're going to be former NFL guys that played a year or two or didn't make it and are trying to get into the league. And then every team, the Packers would allocate a couple players. The Giants would allocate players. They weren't guaranteed a spot on the team. They had to, they had to make the cut, and a lot of times the kids that were allocated from NFL teams didn't make the cut, and so it was the premise of it was great. The problem was the B markets in the States didn't care. We go to Sacramento. Serge had like Michael Sinclair, who is one of the Seahawks greats of all time. I played against Michael. That guy was a beast, and I only shut him out one time. And, he was an all-world player. And actually another funny story, for me, it was funny. For me, it's actually very touching. When we went to Germany and played in Frankfurt, I played against one of my best friends from junior high, who we went to high school together. He went to Utah State. I went to San Diego State. He got drafted by the Falcons. I got drafted by the Seahawks. And I hadn't talked to him in years. And we're going head to head in Frankfurt, in Galaxy, and that was really a great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, Dave, I got to shoot a question at you, and I'm glad you're far away because of how big you are. But listen, our sponsor today was Manscaped, and they're throwing us a bag, and so they've asked me to ask the guests, have you ever manscaped? And that's my question for you. I know you got the nice trim beard right there, I know
Everything
you
is
got
trimmed.
rid of all the Goldilocks.
Yeah,
So have you ever manscaped? That's the
yeah.
question.
Absolutely. Yeah, at the request of, my significant other. Um, so, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep it tight for the ladies. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, absolutely. And otherwise it's a mess. Hey, so do I get a package? Are you guys sending me some
Oh,
Manscaped gear
oh,
or?
brother, we're sending you something. Don't worry about that.
All right, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
yeah.
It's the era. It's funny. I don't know if you guys ever watch oh, Shark Tank, but one of the vendors on there was like a manscaping thing, and Barkley was on there.
Yep.
And so like Cuban and these other guys they go, Charles, you don't Manscaped? He goes, no, I don't mess with that stuff. So
Oh
I,
man,
I
you know what? Always look for the commish for that angle. Dave, two questions, all the
wait,
same
wait,
question
wait,
though.
wait, wait,
Oh,
Bruno.
sorry.
Bruno, before you ask me, I know you're gonna tell me the truth. Is he pulling my leg? Is it really a sponsor, or did he just want to know? Did he just want to know if I was going to answer truthfully?
No, it's a sponsor. Wait to
Okay,
see
all
the
right.
show,
Well,
brother.
I feel,
Yeah.
I don't want to be bamboozled here and being, divulging all of my personal secrets.
Dave,
No.
never believe anything the commish says about sponsors. Last time it was like a company that went bankrupt. So no, they're not. They're not officials. They're just yeah, the commish is a sneaky little bastard. But
Listen,
Perfect.
they throw me a
Dave,
bag.
what
I've got to ask, and we'll make sure we send Dave a nice care package from the Goats Only crew.
All right.
we'll make sure we need Dave on a not serious note, but a football note, NFL World League. In terms of when you played in pro, toughest player you played against.
So of course, when I'm in Seattle, I'm playing against Jacob Green, who was a multi-time All-Pro, is on the Circle of Honor, one of the best Seahawks of all time. And I'll tell you what, for me, it was an honor because I remember when I'm trying to make the team, we're doing whatever drill it was, and he pulled me aside. He goes, "Look, rookie, this is my drill, and I'm supposed to win." And I'm thinking, bro, okay, this is like your 9th year in the league. You're not going anywhere. And I'm trying to make a team. So then beat me because I ain't letting you win, homie. That's so when you get a guy of that stature telling you, hey man, hey, cool your jets a little bit. But I'll tell you, most of the guys that I played were as far as top talent was collegiately. I played against Lester Archambault when he was with Stanford and went on to have a great career. Sean Knight, who was a first-round draft pick All-American out of BYU. So first time I ever looked up, and they cat 6'9", 300 pounds, and was a beast. I played against Lou Brock out of Oregon, who had a great career in the NFL. And so there's a lot of guys at the collegiate level. Gary Jeter was a guy that I played against in preseason. Because keep in mind, I only played a few preseason games. That was the extent of my career. So I didn't get a chance to go up against too many guys. But I will tell you this: I'm on the sidelines, and I was the biggest guy for the Seahawks. I was 6'7", maybe about just shy of 300 pounds, which was big back in '88. And we're playing the Bills, and jogging down the sideline is Bruce Smith, and he looks at me. He goes, "Damn, 69." He goes, "I'm glad you're not playing." And I'm thinking, yeah, me too.
That's priceless.
It would have been
Dave,
an honor to play against him, no matter what the results were. But yeah, it was like one of those things. Like, yeah.
Dave, you get the honor of asking the commish any question you want.
Well, I'm not going to ask him the question he asked me because, frankly, I don't care, and I don't have any sponsors, real or fake. How much did you pay for the jersey?
You know what? I got this jersey in 2019. I paid $186 for it because I had.
Get out of here.
That's Canadian, so that's like $50 US.
Yeah.
And I also had Shohei's autograph stitched into the jersey as well. So I got the Otani autograph that was licensed. I got the jersey, And I'm always wearing this proud. I love kicking it in Shohei's jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, does having it stitched in diminish with the autograph value, or?
You know what? Because the auto is stitched in silver, it's not authentic. Met Shohei, he signed it, got the certification for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it stays at $130 jersey, but I'll
Okay.
never sell it. I'll always wear it.
Yeah.
Baseball season, I'm always got this on, kicking around the street, playing some hoops on the front driveway. So you know what I mean. I like the jersey.
Okay, so what's the most you spent on an Ohtani memorabilia item?
His rookie auto costed me like $3,500, and maybe
Okay.
I owned it for like a month and a half before, people had to have it that wanted it more than I wanted it, and
You
so that
flipped
was
it.
probably the biggest
Ah.
piece.
Yeah, but you flipped it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm flipping big cards. This past weekend, I flipped a $3,500 Michael Jordan 4-piece game used, black and gold. So I like flipping pieces, especially because in Canada, the government doesn't have their greedy little fingers out there trying to take a piece. It's a nice little space for us guys to make a few dollars and keep the hobby rolling.
Well, that's just it, though. And as I don't know how old you are, but my rookie year in Seattle, these little ball boys were running and they're flipping cards, right? They're opening the cards and they go, "Oh, I got a Griffey Jr. This thing's worth like $13." And I'm like,
Yeah.
For a baseball card? And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, here's $100. Go buy me a box, And I'm freaking peeling cards out, And then but the collector market is so ebb and flow. It hits this crescendo, and then it goes shoo. And it's gotten so every time, in my opinion, every time it gets too expensive for the kids is when it's time to sell. And then
we're in that world right now.
Yeah, I know. Where it's crazy.
Yeah, the kids can't afford to buy packs, and that pisses me off. And one thing that I've always done, Dave, is every year at every single card show, I bring about 40,000 cards that I give away to little kids.
Nice.
And when I coached hockey, I would give away thousands of cards, after practices for kids that are putting in the sweat equity. So there's something about the hobby that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And then there's all the other chance to make a few dollars on a few pieces that you've carried around for a few years. Yeah.
So I'll tell you a couple of pieces I gave away, which I wish I hadn't. One, so I did a TV show called First and 10. It was on HBO back in the day with O.J. Simpson and Shannon Tweed, and so I had O.J. sign a bunch of cards, and and then actually before, I think it was before this, I just was giving them away. I just figured, it's O.J. Who cares? And then another one was Marshall Falk. So I used to do all the commercials for Thurman Thomas, Emmitt Smith. When they were doing a Nike commercial, they'd bring us former NFL players in, and we'd be the guys in the background. Well, Marshall with the Colts was just getting pummeled, and he's not a big guy, and he was getting just pummeled. And so I had him sign a bunch of Colts rookie cards. Yeah, I gave those away too. Yeah, so.
Well, if the glove doesn't fit, then you got to quit, right?
That's it.
Well, Dave,
I think I put past my 14 minutes, guys. I feel bad for your other guests.
No.
We love having you, man. I mean, you're the goat. We're here. We're showing you the love. We appreciate it. I mean, we're manscaping. We're talking about the First and Goal project. We're pumping the First and Goal project. We're here with Dave DesRochers. We're so grateful, brother. We love you. Thanks so much for being a guest with us today. 100%.
Yeah, thanks for allowing me to be on with you guys.
Thanks, Dave.
Talk to you soon, brother.
Commish, the one, the only. We might have the Rougeau brothers here today. We got one of them. Go ahead,
Bruno.
Introduce.
I'm so fired up. We got Mario and Matt. I mean, two beauties. Wouldn't be fantasy football goats only without these Quebec maple syrup beauties. I'm happy that you guys had some time to be with us today. I'm grateful. And you know what? I can't talk to Mario without cracking one myself. Mario, I'm cracking the Miller High Life for you right here, baby. Let's go.
Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm just having water. Somebody's got to drive this show.
That's right.
That doesn't surprise me. You're the best, brother. You're the best. I'm glad to be on your show, guys. You guys, I have so much respect for you guys. You guys do so much for the community in Calgary and everything. I've been watching your podcast, and really, I love you guys. I've had the pleasure to meet both of you in Calgary when I went down there in May with my wife, and you guys were top quality. So thank you very much for everything you guys do. You guys are truly the best and an inspiration to all the world.
Hey, and thank you very much for that Molson Canadian King Can, baby. I felt way better after taking that sucker down.
Hey,
It's a Blue Jays can. It's a Blue Jays can. I don't
we'll
usually
be
drink
talking
this
about the Blue
Budweiser
Jays.
stuff, but since the Blue Jays won, I'm drinking it tonight.
Good for you.
Well, now, Mario, listen very carefully, okay? We're gonna start this. You're just kind of like skidding into the goats only. You're not really a goats only, but your
Yep.
son Mathieu is legendary in Calgary, right?
Yep.
So is he
So
gonna
I
be joining
heard.
us? It's okay if he can't. Is he coming down?
I hope he's coming down.
Okay.
I know that he's. I asked him for his stats on the pool there. He's what, 4-1, 4-2?
He dropped down. He dropped down last week. So there's a lot of us that are sharing this 4 and 3 spot right now. But yeah, him and I were on top for a long time, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off a bit. But we're clawing our way back to the top.
I like the Buffalo chicken wings.
Oh yeah,
The Buffalo Bills.
I do too. I got Josh Allen as my QB, so they're beauties.
Yeah, they
Listen,
just,
Mario, I got a question for you right out of the gate. I mean, listen,
Yes, sir.
it's great to see you. I'm happy that we can, film you all the way over there with that maple syrup that I love. Any plans for you and the family for Christmas time? Oh, that's the stuff right there. That's the real stuff in a can. I told
well,
you.
I tell you, now that the Canada Post strike is over, I'm sending you some of this good golden stuff over, and maybe a couple of liters of gasoline, since it's cheaper here than it is in Alberta.
Listen, brother, it just went up to $1.32. It was $1.17 last week. Me and Bruno were bitching at the oil companies. Boom, they jacked it up on us. It was crazy. Do you guys have any big plans for Christmas time over there?
We're just gonna celebrate with the family, drink some maple syrup, and a bit of Cloutier, and enjoy life with the family. That's the go to it for sure.
Very good.
Coach
Very
Benny,
good.
Commish, I got to tell you something. Okay, we got Mario Cloutier right here.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. Out west, the biggest, and I think out east too. I can speak for both sides of the world here in Canada. Okay, it's a big misconception about how Westerners think of Canadian, Easterners, and vice versa. Okay, but I'm going to tell you the stereotype. Okay, so here's Mario Cloutier, one of the oldest names in Canada, Les Cloutier, right? Number
Yeah.
one. Okay.
They came over
Number
in
two.
1642 or whatever with the
That's right.
Beatles, I think.
With the Beatles, right? They're gonna have Number two. Okay. He's trying to say we're all the same west to east. Okay. Number two. He's got a Brador beer. Can't even get Brador. He shows up on the show with a Brador. Okay. Number three. He's got a G10 cigarette. Okay. And I said, you know what? I'm not gonna bring anything up until you bring up maple syrup. He's got one right there.
Yeah.
How can you not be stereotype French Canadian, Mayor? Okay.
Well, yeah, it's tough to do, Bruin, but I learned from all my Italian friends at Saint Gerard.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce how I remember Mario. And here you go. This is how I remember Mario right there.
Oh,
Beauty.
where'd you get that?
Well, first of all,
classic.
the commission is really tied into the RCMP database, so we're going to start off with that. Mario, I want to ask you a serious question. You can joke around about it, but it is a little serious question because one of the big things that the commission and I are not trying to do, but it's happening. We took it, and I have to give the commission a lot of credit. He wanted to unite our little group, the Goats Only, and he had a whole bunch of ideas. He got me into doing this, which is great. We have a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. But the one thing that he wanted to do is include Metzier, because when he came from out east, he had a real influence on our kids about, just the culture of Canada and vice versa. They went back and forth, right?
Yes.
Here's a real serious question. I'm being serious, then we'll mess around. You, for the first time, came out to Western Canada, and your son lived out here, right? And I've never heard an ill word from all of my amazing friends, you, your brother Rob, all our clan, Fernie, Claudio, Evo, Bruno D, Steve Gabolin, all of us. I'm sorry if I forget some of them. Never heard a bad word about Western Canada, but you certainly must have had a preconceived notion about what Western Canada is until you set foot out here. Why don't you tell the people from Eastern Canada how it is in Western Canada, and then we'll have a guest that went the other way, right? You and your lovely wife, Anne, came out here. What did you think?
Well, Bruno, I can't tell you enough of the joy that I felt in Western Canada, especially meeting Ben for the first time, and you that just brought my son into the world and has been such an inspiration, and I can't believe it. I'm gonna look at some of these pictures there. This is me and Ben and the boys having
the beauties. The beauties right there.
I had such a great time. I want to go back, and I can't wait to go back. And I hope that you guys will invite me there with open arms again. You guys were so wonderful. It was wonderful.
Well, Mario, we'll just wait for this shitty season to pass. We'll bring you out here in the spring, and then we'll have lots of cigarettes and tall boys to kick back with. So Mario, I got to ask you a question, and I got to ask everybody questions all the time. Some that I want to ask, some that I don't want to ask.
Go ahead, do them. The tough ones. Come on.
Mario, this is the tough one for you, brother.
Yes.
And it comes from our friend Bruno Lindia. I don't know if you remember him. The question for you becomes, how deep is the hole? That's the question. Now, I think it has something to do with your past and Bruno and your friends. But the question for you is, how deep is the hole?
4 feet. 4 feet.
40 feet?
That's a great story. Thanks, Ben, for asking that. That's my brother Rob there that Bruno pranked him on a good call with Shorty, and it was a classic. I'm sure you guys, Bruno, put a link onto that.
We will put a link.
Classic. My brother almost died that day.
So it's not that great of a question.
No, we played a prank on Rob, his brother, on his birthday, and then it was during COVID, and I didn't think it was going to work, and it became legendary. So one of the questions was, how deep's the hole? Mario, you know what? You guys out in Ottawa, you guys knew I was the biggest Flyers fan, Yankees fan. I love the Blue Jays. I like the Expos. I could not stand the Montreal Canadiens. I hated them. But I was always, we always had that special part with the Ottawa Senators. All of a sudden, I come back and the Sens everybody knows about the Sens. Everybody knows about the Blue Jays. Nobody knows about the Blue Jays. They don't remember them way back like we used to. But here's a question. You love the Senators. Who was their first ever first round draft choice? And he came in second in the draft in 1992.
Wasn't it Bonus? Oh, that was
the first coach.
That was the coach. Sorry. Not Alexander Daigle.
No, he was the 1993. The first one was Alexei Yashin.
Was it Yashin? They're both bad. Alexei Yashin. Actually, I partied with him at downtown with Claudio Catai and the boys, Rocky.
No way, that's impossible.
And Rocco. So that was good, but I remember that. You're right, Bruno. It was Yashin.
Mario, that one time you went out, That one time you ended up partying with him. You've never gone out other than that time. Mayor, here's a great time for you. You get to ask the commish a question. We're waiting for Matt. We might have him on another night. That's okay.
Commish, when are
Yes,
you
brother.
coming down to Ottawa? I have a place for you to sleep here. We're going to do some maple syrup. I'll show you how it's done. And there's no questions asked. I'm paying for your flight and everything. You could do a broadcast from the garage on Sim Street, and you're welcome with open arms. I love you, brother.
You know, on the Goats Only, the Roller Sports Network, we're live, we're rolling, we've got the boys. And you know, I know Matt is studying because Thursday comes around real fast and we have to have our line set by Thursday. You know, Matt has climbed to the top with me multiple times, multiple years in football fantasy pools around the world. So I understand when Matt and I are tied for first place, you know, he doesn't have time for no shows. He's studying
the books. He's
working. He's putting in sweat equity. You know, he's got that can of maple syrup for us as his entry fee, which I'm grateful for. But you know what? This is Goats Only Family. And it's not Goats Only Family show without you being here, Mario. We think you're an absolute beauty. And, you know, I'm coming. Move out of the way, Eastern Canada. This kid is coming. And I've never been out east one time for Cannabis Expo in 2019. They flew me to Toronto to speak about the herbs. You know, nobody knows more about the herbs than the commish.
Yeah,
well, I don't know about that.
I'll challenge you on that one there, buddy. But
and anyway. They also took me to the Toronto Blue Jays game, which I was very, very impressed with. You know, the architecture. I love the baseball stadium. But, you know, I got to get a little closer to that maple syrup, you know, and come a little bit deeper. So, you know what? Hold on to your boots, brother. I'm coming. You better take like a week off of work just to get rested up. Because when I show up, we're blowing this shit up. We're blowing the roof off this place.
I love it, brother. Can I ask you one last question before you guys leave me?
You go ahead. Sure.
Do I put my money on the Jays or on the LA?
Honestly, brother, we love the Jays. We love the story. We love the pageantry, but you're not getting past Shohei Ohtani. This kid's hitting 4 home runs a game. It's just outlandish. You got Mookie Betts. I mean, these guys, unfortunately, I would love to, because my great-grandma, Elaine, I mean, she was wearing the Blue Jays hat all the time. Every game, she'd sit in the seniors' villa. I'd go there, bring some sodas. We'd watch the game together. You know, I love the Jays and I love Guerrero. I love what they're doing. I just don't think they can get by this very expensive roster of the LA Dodgers.
That Bucky.
Mario.
Yeah.
Mario,
so if I hear
Mario.
you right, let's take that guy out on the first game.
Mario, let me tell you something.
Hit him with a pitch. Hit him with a pitch.
That's it.
Little hip check in our hockey league back in the day. Mario, you know what? Let me put it to you this way. Commish is touting like every single person that statistically said about the Jays in 92 and 93 when Atlanta played them and Philly. And we took them both sides, so let's go.
Well, I got a few bills in the from the sports card show last weekend. I'm ready to put some wagers on it, boy. You know, the Goats Only, the Roller Sports Network, we got money flying everywhere. But I just want to say that, Mario, we love you. You take care of Matt Chu because he's got some studying to do. And we're coming, but we're going to come out there and visit you real soon.
Boys, I'd love to have you on your show again for a little snippet there, and let's work that out. All the best of luck out in Calgary with the snow. We haven't had anything here yet, so peace and love, brothers. Love you guys.
This one's for you, boss. This one's for you, brother. All right.
On.
Cheers, brother.
Go, Jays, go.
Sin Cara, baby. Let's go. Might as well. I've got all this shit. I might as well use it.
Yeah. Here we go. Why don't you put that on and the Jays hat on, even though if it doesn't fit?
Well, we'll do the Jays. Let's just get through this one because I can't see shit. I can't breathe. Hey, let's go, you fucker.
Okay, predict. Holy smokes, we're back. and it's Nacho Libre with our predictions. Nacho.
Yeah. Sin Cara coming down with the elbow. We're ready to bring the predictions for week 8 in the NFL. A special thank you to John Anthony, who picked 12 out of 15 games in week 6, Bruno. I mean, Falcons beat Bills, the Giants beat the Eagles, and the Chiefs dismantled the Lions. I mean, thank you, John Anthony. I mean, I hope you helped some of our fans get back on track. I got the Sin Cara signed mask on right now. I can't see shit. I can't barely breathe. I don't know how he fights in the ring with this shit. But here we go. Week 8 in the NFL. First, we got Thursday night game. We got Vikings and the Chargers. Let's go Chargers. Then we've got the Dolphins at the Falcons. Let's go Falcons. Then we've got the Bears at the Ravens. Now, Bears will win if Lamar is out, and the Ravens will win if Lamar is in. Then we've got the Jets at the Bengals. Well, the Jets who? So let's go Bengals. And then we've got Bills at Panthers. Go Bills. 49ers at Texans. Go 49ers. Browns at the Patriots. Patriots have got this one. The Giants at the Eagles. Let's go Eagles. Bucks at the Saints. It's Bucks all day. We got the Titans at the Colts. Indianapolis is on a streak. We cannot stop it. We got the Cowboys at the Broncos. Go Cowboys. The Packers at the Steelers. Go Packers. And the Commanders at the Chiefs on Monday night. Go Mahomes. The Chiefs have got this all day long. And remember, fans, I don't want your money, baby. I want your bookie's money. So let's go. Line it up. Bet it up. Let's go for week 8 in the NFL.
You know what, Commish or Luchador Commissional? I'm a cherry picker. I pick one game. I just don't. I think Cleveland's going to win. I think they're going to beat the Pates.
Well, we'll put some side. We'll lay some side dollars on that one, Bruno, between you and me. How's that?
Pizza next week.
Pizza next week, baby.
Little known fact that right after the taping of this, we meet after Coach Benny comes back from his. Oh, you're in a really weird spot. I don't even know. I couldn't figure out your GPS. But anyways, we go out for wings and pizza. More people join us. There was a waiting room last time we went. We ended up at this eatery. We'll let everybody know. Commish, yeah, we'll put a pizza on it. But yeah, I think Cleveland might get a mini roll. I think Patriots are going to be in a little bit of problems. But that's a prediction for this week.
And also, fans, I'm letting you know that the Maestro is going to be picking the games the next week. So after you guys witness all me, John Anthony, Sin Cara, we're all picking them. We're all hitting that 12 out of 15 nonstop. Well, the Maestro himself, the Wolf of Center Street, Bruno Lindia is picking the games for next week, week 9. Stay tuned. And, let's not put hundreds of dollars on it. Let's just put a couple dollars.
Okay, we'll do our best. All right, great job, Commish. Hey, great guests. Dave DesRochers, class act. Met him a couple times. Was on his show once in Vegas, and met him in New Orleans with the Sideline Sports. Got to give him a lot of love. And the Sideline Sports guys, they are class acts. Miranda, myself, and her husband Joe went down. They treated us like gold. We're going to have them on. Mario Cloutier, he doesn't need a shutout. He needs some shut-eye. He needs to go to bed right away. Okay? Don't worry, Ann will clean everything up. Just go to bed, Mario.
We love you.
Great to have him. Yeah, we do. Here's a special treat. People don't realize the first time we met was on a film set, and we both had parts in movies. Now, if you guys think, honestly, okay, and we have the money, the technology, the know-how, even the effort to put this clip together, you're crazy. So this is an actual legit clip of a movie that both the Commish and I were on. And let's play this right now. And Commish, I'm going to catch you off guard. I got the clip. It's about 5-6 minutes long. And here you go. Let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah, this is that Dominic Lindia joint.
Those assholes 100% fucked it up.
Well, for $50 in a sandwich, did you think Lou said they were good?
That's what I was saying.
We gotta call Yakova again. He's our only shot.
Oh, now we gotta call Yukova again, but we can't afford them. But before we're
What are
not
you
wanted.
talking about? We got to do something. We're going to sit here and do nothing.
But
Too much money.
did
What
you
do you mean he's
did
going
you
to?
think
We got to.
we're trying to believe
We're
that?
not trying to
Doesn't
go.
matter. What if I go?
Whoa. Call Aldo. Call the bookkeeper, Aldo Ciccori.
Okay,
I'll-
call Aldo.
Aldo, get in here.
Do the big shot on the phone here. What the hell does Aldo know?
What do you know what the hell does Aldo know? Well, at least he knows how to count.
Irvin knows how to count.
Irvin can't count his fucking balls.
Hey, Irvin, how many balls you got?
2. One more than you.
You sure about that? Ask your mom.
Uh-oh.
That's right, Bruno. Look the fuck out. All right. What do we need? A rundown?
No rundown. Can we afford Yukova?
Jordan Yukova?
You're fucking Yukova.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you sure you want to spend that kind of cake on that guy? We got others.
No. Jordan's the one. We decided.
No. We know decide.
No, we
We
decided.
don't decide.
Hey! Excuse me. Jaco. How much it cost? Well,
Hey, it's not too bad.
No, Vista.
thank you.
Hey, Aldo. Don't let that door hit you on the way out.
Bruno, that was great. And if you haven't seen that joint from Dominic Lindia, please check him out. He's on YouTube. We're going to leave the link in the bottom. This kid is bringing it. He's young. He's aggressive. The next Quentin Tarantino, Dominic Lindia. I've made my call.
And that's where we first met. Aldo Ciccori, and I was playing this mobster guy. You don't believe us. We have the IMDb. Unbelievable. Lots of fun. Commish, you're a treat. Great job.
Much love for you. Bruno, now we got to give a shout out to these sponsors. People think they're fake. I don't think so. They threw us a bag. I got to show some love to our boys at Manscaped. There it is, the new weed whacker. You know, Bruno, you got to clean it up now. And nowadays, the girls will love you, and we got to do it. So nowadays, men, get on these gadgets, tidy it up, ears, nose, balls, chest and back, tidy it up. Now, Bruno, our next sponsor is Dream, Reach, and Achieve. And I'm going to tell you, you can't have a solid team of sales killers without an A-player caliber training. And so if you don't know, now you know. From the Wolf of Center Street, Bruno Lindia, Dream, Reach, and Achieve, sales training, lots of stuff available. Check it out. You got to check it out.
I appreciate that, Coach. What's funny is that, truthfully, a whole bunch of the stuff here, we joke around and we have fun. That's actually my legitimate company. That's what I do for a living.
That's why we show you some love, Bruno. And we appreciate the bag, too. You gave us a bag to buy pizza and some red wine and a few beers after the show. We are grateful. We love you. Dream, reach, and achieve it. Be uncomfortable. Get going.
Well, the last one we want to talk about is, let's talk about your recruiting company.
Well, Bruno, Canadian Recruitment Specialist was created to help people find jobs, to help businesses find great people. Now, obviously, I love doing what I'm doing. 30 years I've done this. I believe it's God's work. Little lazy on the sales calls, so I think I got to join Dream, Reach, and Achieve to get my fangs back, and get after them sales calls and start providing people with more jobs. But thank you for that shout out.
Well, Benny, that brings us to our sponsorship pay card. So if you want to be a guest, just like Dave, gave us 46.96 Canadian. That's like $12 for him. No big deal in the US. And if we ask you to be a guest, it's 52.58. A lot of people are asking us about this. Bottom line is, just pay us, don't ask questions.
Yeah, you know, the number keeps going up, Bruno. Why? Because there's only so many weeks left in the NFL, but there's a lot of people saying, please roll this all year round. We need some entertainment. We need you guys that are willing to stand up against the corporate bullies. You know, so you never know if we're covering hockey and basketball and soccer and baseball, but, you know, we'll be here. We love our fans. We're going to give them what they want.
All right. Not going to lie. One of my favorite segments, actually, they're all my favorite, Coach, but sports card corner. Bottom line is, what do we got? I know that, hey, I was at one of you're an exhibitor at one of those shows, and a lot of interest. I couldn't believe how much, you know, interest there was there. Good job. So what do we got today?
Yeah, Bruno, I'm glad you mentioned the Thorncliffe card show.
I don't think it's mine. Do you hear that?
Listen, I'm glad that you mentioned the sports card show on the weekend, because you did bring me a Tim Hortons coffee, which we're banning. So that was a beauty of you. And it was very nice that you came by, dropped me off a coffee, and we were rolling. So, I mean, today in the sports card corner, we got three beauties.
Benny, do you not hear that?
Hold up, Bruno, I got you. Hold on a second. It's the bad phone.
It wasn't me. It was the phone. Okay, again, go ahead.
I gotta take this, Bruno. I gotta take this.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Who is this? Oh, I call you Dolly or Lama? Okay, Mr. Lama. You know I'm a big fan. Yeah, it's great to talk. Yes, I know I fucked up Tibet. Bully. Yes, I have the t-shirt on that you made me. Free Tibet. You see that? Free Tibet. It's on the show. Yeah, I have your book right here. You sent me the book, Ocean of Medley, signed to Ben Rowlandson from the Dalai Lama. You know I love you, man. Yeah, the polls came out, Mr. Lama. You're the happiest man on earth next to Tom Brady. Do you believe that? Unbelievable. Oh, hey, our show is all about peace, love, except for bullies and greedy corporate bastards, Dolly. I mean, we make an exception there. Yes, I agree, Mr. Jinping is a bully. A funny fact, I recently talked to Zai, and he was playing basketball with Putin and Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman. Yeah, they're all so Napoleon-like. Yeah, little. I know. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yes, I heard they went to Diddy parties too. Yeah. Well, hey, Mr. Lama, I have to ask because of our sponsors, do you manscape? Bald as a cue ball. My man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I have your book right here. I read it. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. But hey, brother, I'm running a show right now, and, you know, so we got to let you go. But free Tibet. Much love. Thanks, brother. Bye now. The Dolly Lama. Holy shit.
You know what? I got to tell you something. I couldn't hear you because there was a little interference. I thought it was Dolly Parton talking about, was it Dolly Parton talking about manscaping?
No, it was our boy, the Dolly Lama, man. And those guys up in Tibet, yeah, they love manscaping. They're manscaping. We're manscaping. Bruno's manscaping. I mean, we love it. We love the Dolly Lama. And yes, we fight back against bullies on this show. So get that straight.
All right. Well, let's get to the cards.
Yeah. So this one here is very interesting by Timberline. You know, I had the father and son come to me at my table and give me a free card. It's a wood card. And, you know, they're cracking chunks of wood. They're printing the logos and images of the sports cards on the wood. I thought that was great. That's why I'm showing you some love. We appreciate you. The cracking carve, we love you. That's awesome. What else you got for us, Bruno?
Hey, keeping the theme, number 87.
So that's Sidney Crosby's rookie card, and it's a red. which means they're all yellow and base, but that red one is special. And because it's PSA 10, that sucker is 800 large, which is about $50 in US dollars.
What's this one worth, Benny?
You know, the boys gave me that for free, Bruno, so I don't have a value on it. I just thought it was very nice that they were out showing some love with their designs.
Okay, so the last one we have, second last one, I got a little trick for you.
Yeah.
This is not really a card, is it?
Yeah, so this is the Sports Sounds. Now, I came across these cards about 2 years ago, and what you do is you stick a card in the machine and then turn the machine on, and there's an announcer from 1996 calling the shot of Michael Jordan winning a championship. And that almost gave me goosebumps. I mean, what will they come up with next? I love it. I can't get enough of it. You know, Jordan's my boy. I've got them all over the place. But yeah, those are the 3 of the week beauties.
Hey, if you don't think the commish has a heart, I find this on my desk. This is a little while back, and I found this as Brother Bruno. I open it up, and it's Topps big cards, and look who it is.
Dave Winfield. Auto. Yeah, so they used to make packs back in the day, Bruno, with one photograph, and it was an autographed photograph, around $8 in the 90s. And, you know, I kept the original packaging and the photograph, and it was JP Windsor who got me that piece. But yeah, so much fun. I'm glad I can add that to your collection, you know, because in the sports card world, we share. I was given adults cards, kids cards. That's our hobby. We love it. CRA's out of it. We're making the cash dollars with the little kids, and we love it. So thank you for sharing that. That was a beauty.
All right, another sports card corner in the books. High rolling, low rolling, goats only. What a great 2 weeks. Believe it or not, we don't have any low rollings, I don't think. I'm going to do the first one because Benny's asked me to do this.
Yeah.
This is totally out of whack right now. People are busting my you-know-what about being a Yankees fan. Truth be known, I was first generation Blue Jays fan. Love the Yankees. You know, I love the Jays. What else can you say? At the time of taping right here, they're playing the LA Dodgers, don't call me Brooklyn Dodgers, on Friday. Remarkable, you know, comeback, game 7, roof went off. How can you not pick them as your high rolling guy of the episode? Now, Benny, we have a special, I guess, treat about how the Blue Jays mean, what they mean to you.
Yeah, and so that's my great grandma Elaine, a beauty. This woman got to see great grandkids, a test of what type of person she was. Every weekend we'd be watching the Blue Jays together at the seniors res. She'd have the hat on. Me and my son bought her a Blue Jays hat. She was always wearing this hat. And I know right now up in heaven, man, she's shining down, fired up to watch game 1. And I've got her hat right here. And I always wear this hat when the Blue Jays play. So, you know, Grandma Elaine, great Grandma Elaine, I love you. This one's for you. I got the hat. We're doing it. And you're on the show, baby. So I miss you very much. Go Blue Jays.
Well, you know, that being said, that really is emotional. I mean it. We know that Grandma Elaine meant a lot to you and everybody else and the Blue Jays. So you know what, Otani, Mookie Betts, Kike, Hernandez, okay? Cool it. Just don't even try for Grandma Elaine. Let's go for straight. Let's sweep these guys, right? All right. So the next, I guess.
Yeah, my high roller is the Dolly Lama. Not only is he our mystery caller, you know, beauty to call in on the show, and I love the Dolly Lama. You know, free to bet. I've got his shirt that he made me right here. Free to bet. You know, and you know, don't you worry. I got you, Mr. Lama.
Okay. How about the next high rolling? What do we got here?
So,
Rick Moranis.
So Bruno, my next whole high rolling is NFL safety helmets. Now, a lot of people must see these on the field. They're quite bulky. I'm a big fan of taking concussion out of the sport. They're changing the way they hit. They're changing the helmets. It's kind of like watching bobbleheads in sport. But hey, keeping our friends and loved ones safe. I know you got another picture right there for me of another bobblehead. I think it's Kelsey's brother. There he is. He's got the rain jacket on there.
You know what, Commish, I really don't have an opinion about this. I don't know where I stand on the bubbleheads and the bubble wrap. All I'm going to say is that I don't know where this is going to end up, but hey, if it's saving lives and it's not the other thing, I'm all for it. Yeah, that's it. High rolling, low rolling. You were telling the Dolly Lama that we're a positive network. We have no low rollers. Let's live. I know there's a lot of bad things in the world. We'll come back next week with some bad shit.
For this week, we love the Dolly. We're rolling with the Lama, and only positive. Maybe Beefs and Grease will throw something at them, but
and go Jays for Grandma.
And go Jays for Grammy Lane.
Commish brings us to fan mail.
Yeah, here we go.
And this one here, yeah, let's take a look. Okay. Dear Commish, I was awakened by at 3 a.m. by a barking police dog controlled by a very hot policewoman while someone was being arrested on my front lawn. This morning, I discovered her police dog had pooped on my grass. I'm considering complaining to the police about it only because I want her to come back, but don't want to seem ungrateful for the job they do. What do you think? Thank you, Commish. Sincerely, Randolph. Randolph seems like a little bit of...
Well, you know, love happens at the craziest time. You never know when it's coming. You see someone, your eyes lock, and booyah. Now, that shit doesn't happen to me. Let's get that straight. But what I'm going to tell Randolph is this, is that we're going to take that and scoop up that poop, put it in a baggie, and then what we're going to do is Manscaped, because of our sponsor. We got to Manscape it up. We got to tidy it up a little bit down there, boys. And then we're going to drop that baggie of poop off at the police department, because they're probably going to want to recycle that thing. And hopefully you get to meet the lady officer. But, you know, like when you see her, you got to go up and tell her that, hey, you know, you're good looking. I'm going to go home and Manscape. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll go for pizza. We'll go to a movie. You know, love happens at the weirdest times. So pack up that dog poop, take it over to the police station, go meet the girl, but make sure you Manscape before you go.
Hey, don't be surprised, because poop happens anywhere, anytime. So that's good.
Anytime.
Good advice, Commish.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Beefs and griefs. $44 a pound for beef. Griefs are free. Commish, you're going first. What is this all about?
Bruno, the UK has got me bothered. And you know what I'm talking about? We're talking about, you know, cup of tea, shitty weather, bangers and mash, and CCTV cameras. I mean, Bruno, I know I'm not supposed to swear that much on this show, but fuckity fuck. It's getting so bad that if someone says something that offends someone else in the UK, it's being treated as criminal offense. I mean, jail time for telling somebody what's going on in the UK. I think we need the hooligans to band together and fix this mess. We got CCTV cameras everywhere, you know, and I can't handle it. I can't. Digital ID. I mean, look at how nuts it's going on, man. They're rioting in UK right now, letting the government know what they think. I'm standing behind them. The hooligans are coming, so get ready. We're shutting down Big Brother.
All right. I have, this is not a simple one, but this is starting to become, believe it or not, starting to become more of a thing. So print out all your documents. Forget about digital footprint. You know that AWS had a major outage again, and it's not just them. Microsoft has these problems. Can you imagine if they go out again and again and again? You were talking about AI the other day. in terms of having the first government worker, elected official. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but man, oh man, that's my grief is like, are we really putting too much, into whatever the cloud, and then all of a sudden they go down and that's it.
Yeah, I never trust technology. I know it's everywhere. We got to deal with it. We got to adapt. We're like chameleons. We got to adapt to the environment we're in. But, I'm had enough. And, if the power goes out for 10 minutes, you're all fucked. And so I think there needs to be a certain pace. I mean, AI is moving in fast. Technology is going so fast. I miss paper money. I don't need e-transfers. So, I need to slow it down a little bit, Bruno. I got to slow it down.
Ben, Commish, you said we're like chameleons. Is that like in Mexico, do they have chimichangas with
Yeah,
the chameleons?
chameleon, like that little lizard that changes color wherever he goes. Like we got to be like chameleons. We got to adapt, but there's some things that are going too fast, like in the UK.
Chameleons.
Yeah.
Chameleons. Okay.
Yeah.
Chameleons. And pretty soon they'll be billionaires. So what do we call those guys? Okay. Next one we have Commish. Oh, Commish.
Yeah, I'm up, Bruno. Now listen, before you show the picture, I got to talk to you a little bit. I was out in my backyard yesterday. I saw a cougar. I was at the park walking my mom's dog, Lily. I saw another cougar. There is cougars everywhere. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the forest fires, but roll it, Bruno. There's cougars all over the place. See, there's some cougars. Show me some more cougars, Bruno. I sent you a few pics. Cougars all over the place. More cougars. Let's see another one. See that young little boy? He knows what a cougar is right there. You can see him holding on to his Slurpee. He's like, there's a cougar. He knows. And then I think you got one more for us, Bruno. Oh, but they're not cougars. But we love the golden girls. Not the cougars I was talking about. But, we love them golden girls.
You know what? Maybe you don't consider them as cougars, but some of them are saying meow, 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 Commish. They're all over your backyard.
Everywhere.
Commish, oh Commish, my favorite Commish. We gave it out. People were actually guessing Buffalo, New York. I don't know why we got so many people thinking you're in Buffalo. Others speculated because the Cloutier clan was going to be on the show, you'd be in the nation's capital, Ottawa. Or, the other guest that we had was Houston, Texas. I don't know why, but you're actually in Canning, Nova Scotia, right?
Yeah.
You might.
Yeah, we were rolling in the goats bus. I didn't know where we're going. We're coming back. We're on a trip, but we're going somewhere. I was coming back. I was exhausted. I'm like, bus driver, pull over. And then all of a sudden, where does he pull over? Between the Bushes restaurant on Middle Dike Road. And I had to call you. I mean, who else am I going to call? I had to call you. So all of a sudden, I call you. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at the street signs. I'm looking at the name of the restaurant. I mean, thank goodness that our show was sponsored by Manscaped, because what a perfect ending, for my tour, ending up on Middle Dike Road between the bushes. Shave the bushes, trim the bushes. We got to be Manscaped. This is the new generation. But yeah, Bruno, thanks for bringing that up.
Got to thank my good friend, Matt Martin, who met you because you couldn't even find this place. Good old friend from New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. And you brought him to this Between the Bushes restaurant. You couldn't take him to the Keg or something? What the hell? He's a good friend of mine, Commish.
Manscaped, Bruno, the name of the show.
What did you eat? What did you have for dinner at Between the Bushes?
Listen, I'm telling you, the Commish eats steak and a little lobster on top, and then a little glass of red wine. And, like I say, I got to be bringing the Manscaped back in, because pretty much that restaurant's going to be changing its name pretty soon. Trim the bushes. Let's go.
Commish, dear Commish. Brings us to the end of our show. I hope everybody, whatever you do, that subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. You didn't give me credit. I'm wearing my Blue Jays. You know what? I don't even have my jersey. I left them back home at my parents' place years ago. But go Blue Jays. I've never been. I'm sorry for our one of our great guests, Joe. he's a big, Dodgers fan. I'm just not a big Dodgers fan, but great show. Thanks again, Commish.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all of our fans, the guests. 5,500 views, over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not asking you to subscribe. I know that it doesn't take much time to hit that like and hit that subscribe button. I love our fans. I'm grateful for you taking time out of your busy schedules to join us on our show, to watch our show. And I'd also like to give a special shout out, a happy birthday to Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd, Judge Judy, and my boy, Better Call Saul, Bob Odenkirk. So, thank you so much. I wish you happy birthday, boys. I know they'll be watching the show, especially Judge Judy. Judge Judy loves our show. That's why I gave her a happy birthday shout out. Bruno, I got to tell you, we got fan mail, we got this, we got that. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. We're saving the ostriches. We're free in Tibet. No drinking Tim Hortons, banning body wash, talking to mega guests, shit talking world leaders, manscaping. We're rolling. We love you. We're out. Talk to you soon.
Look